Thank you for coming to class. My name is Annie Yagelski, and I'm the technology trainer for the Downers Grove Library. And my co-host is Sue Slamar, who works at the Computer Help Desk. So this is Downers Grove Library Databases, and this is for 2025. We gave this class on Zoom a few years ago, but things have changed and we've updated things and different things like that. And the main objectives of the course I want to go through. We're going to access the databases from the Downers Grove website. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then we're going to look at effective searching and navigating. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what databases we have. Some of them are used heavily, like Ancestry, which you can only get from the library, but other ones that are terrific databases, nobody uses at all. So if you don't use a database just because of budgetary constrictions, we're going to have to get rid of it. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that you get the training that you need. There's training, there's books, there's all these things that are available to you for free, and you can get them using your library card. And some of the things on here you don't even have to have a library card for. If you go to the Downers Grove database, and I'm going to show you how to do that, and look for things, sometimes they'll have websites like Family Search is one that you don't need a Downers Grove card for. We're going to have a class on that on Monday at 7 o'clock. There's one space left, and that's one you don't need a card for, but it's a great tool. We have it on the Downers Grove database. Somebody looked at it and said it was great. It's all the databases either are purchased or they're vetted by librarians. And I'm just going to read a little introduction because I think it's very good. The Downers Grove Public Library provides databases that are either subscription-based or vetted by librarians who are subject matter experts, a contrast to typical internet searches. So if you're searching the internet, and I do this all the time, and you see something, it's on the internet. It must be true. No, 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 no. That's not how it works. So you have to always look at something with a bit of, I don't know, you just don't think just because it's on the internet is true. Anybody can put anything on the internet. That's why going to the Downers Grove Library database is so great, because you can find things that have been vetted or that peer reviewed or other things too. So it's the most important thing is what's on there is probably true. And that's very, very important, especially in these days. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen. Do you have any questions? Okay. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go to the Downers Grove database. I'm going to share sound. This is totally different. Share. Okay. So this is the Downers Grove database, and this is when you go to the Downers Grove Library at dglibrary.org and hit the enter key. This is what you see. And from here, you want to hover over browse. One thing I'm going to talk about now is I want you to look at our e-library just so you see that it's on there too. We're not going to talk about that today, but it's sort of important. So if you can't come to the library, but you have a phone or you have a computer or you have an iPad, you can take out books. And this is our e-library. You would have to download the apps. This is Libby, iCloud, Hoopla. Hoopla is great. It has all these movies you can watch, and it has older books. Comics Plus, Canopy. This is fairly new. This also has videos. We just got this. A lot of libraries have it. Naperville has it, and they just love it. So it's a great database. Flipster, Pop-Up. Some of these we're going to look at. Pop-Up Picks, ProQuest, and Tumble Book Library, and Lote Kids. Lote Kids is for different language books that you can read with your child in a different language. Tumble Book Library is other libraries too. It's picture books that are great, and they're animated. So this is a way for you to get the library from home. If you can't, if you like to read on your iPad or other things, this is a way for you to do that. Another way to get the library from home is position your cursor on Browse and go to All Databases. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the databases that we have. Some of the things that are in the e-books are also in the databases. Some of them aren't, but we're going to look at that. Ah, someone's here. Got to admit him. Okay. So this is what you do when you see research. And I usually use these topics and I click on them. It's much easier for me. So I go to genealogy and local history and I see all the databases that are considered genealogy and local history. Like I said, Family Search, that's not our database, but it's a website and it's very good. And somebody looked at it. Ellis Island records. We're not going to talk about these today, but when you have time, you should go look and see what they have that they've gotten from the internet. And a library looked at them, a librarian looked at them and said, these are great. So somebody reviewed them. They're just not put up there because it looks interesting. Somebody actually reviewed them, and what is on them is useful information that's true. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to start with the most popular databases. And this floored me. I asked what the most popular databases were, and I knew Ancestry would be that. But I thought LinkedIn Learning, which we'll talk about later, we love LinkedIn Learning here. We always are touting it. Uh, Microsoft owns it, but it's all these computer classes. We take classes from that constantly. That's not even a popular database. The popular databases are, let me tell you, I have it here.
Annie, we got a question.
Yeah.
If this is being recorded, and if it is, when will it be available?
It is being recorded. It will be available probably next week. Ed, the person who is our video manager, asks us to give him about a week. Okay, the most popular databases are Ancestry, Bookflix, BrainFuse, and we have two BrainFuses. We have BrainFuse for adults and BrainFuse for children. Chicago Tribune full text. That's supposed to be historical. The one that's the most important, the most popular is supposed to be historical. We have two of them actually, but it's the same database. So if you wanted to read a article on the Chicago Tribune, you can get it from the full text. And that's why, like if you saw there was an article in the Chicago Tribune and you wanted to read it, you could get it from there. It isn't like, and we'll look at that in a minute. It's not like a regular newspaper. It's you do have to use Boolean searching to view things, but it is a way for you to get free articles from a newspaper. Consumer Reports, MyHeritage, Scholastic Go, and World Book Encyclopedia. The World Book Encyclopedia, we also have a Spanish version online, so that's nice. So the first one we're going to look at, just because it's the most popular, is Ancestry. In Ancestry, I'm going to click the A and get it. I could do it another way, but I'll do it that way. It's the library edition. And I'm going to go back though. There it is. I just want to talk about this. A lot of these have tutorials. And if I were you, I would look at the tutorials before I did it. They're little bits. They're less than 5 minutes. But before I look at a database and see if I like it, I would look at the tutorial. But most of them you are going to like, and a lot of them have tutorials. So Ancestry does, and I would view it before I started looking at it. But, you know, If you are looking for genealogy records, the library edition is different from the paid edition. I have a paid edition and it's very different looking. They want you to start with your grandmother and the place they lived. Much easier to go down here. I just go where I want to go, like census. Search now, click here, and then you have to drill down to get like census things. So I'm going to look for Abraham Lincoln. Uh, and then you could put their date of birth. I think he died. I think birth is 1818, I think. I'm not sure though, but then you just put in anything that you know about the person. Spouse is Mary, and then child, I know Will. I spelled that wrong. And then you could put down which census you wanted. You could put in keywords or anything like that. Right here, death, lived in, I'm going to put Springfield. And it brings it up for you. In most cases, it's going to bring it up that you're going into a database. They want you to use their keywords. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to click on search.
Lincoln was born in 1809.
1809. So I'm wrong. So maybe I can update it, but so you're just going to go here. I probably shouldn't have put anything in there. Filters, supply, hide two fields. Okay. So if I was going in the census collection, and this is the 1950s, 1850s, not 1950s, I'll go into 1860s. This is A. Lincoln. Of course, I was able to find it. I shouldn't have put his birth. I'm going to go back. 1809, Kentucky. So I'll go back. Doesn't really matter. Let's see if we can find it. Okay, here it is. Abe Lincoln, U.S. Federal Census. Gives you a snapshot of the census right here. Down here, it gives you a transcription. Mary, Robert, and if I wanted to see the census, I would click here and I would see the census. You can do that. I've done it for, my parents, a lot of people. But usually that's what I do when I go to directly what I'm looking at. One other thing I want to say about, which is nice of them, in the library version, they let you also look at family trees from people who actually put family trees up that are public. Always be wary about family trees that are public because a lot of them are not correct. So just because you see a family tree and you say, oh, okay, I'm going to put that in, I'll just tell you the story really quickly. Um, I found this family tree and it said that my step grandfather was my grandfather and my mother had died in 1992. My mother is 91. She is still alive. So I contacted this woman and I asked her to change it. This has got to be 20 years ago. She has not changed it. So it's the stuff out there is still bad. So think about it before you. The main thing to do when you're looking for a genealogy thing is to find a record. Don't use what people say. So that's Ancestry, and it's the library version. It is the most popular database that we have. You have to use it from the library. You can't use it from home, but there is one that you can use from home, and that also was a popular database. And I'm going to go back to the Downers Grove databases, and I'm going to go to My Heritage. And they're owned by different people too. Ancestry was bought by Blackstone, and I forget My Heritage is owned by a private equity firm too. So here's My Heritage, and this is Ibesco. You're going to find a lot of Ibesco things on the website, and they have very, very good products. So if you see something Abesco, the searching is going to be the same. A lot of searches are going to be Boolean searches. I'm not going to get into Boolean searches, but I am going to send you a description of what a Boolean search is. It's relatively easy. It's a keyword search. You start by putting in a keyword, and if you want the biggest search, you put the word or between the keywords, and usually the keywords are capitalized, not the keywords, the words between the keywords are capitalized, so it's or, and not. So, and if you want something that is, you want a phrase, I'm looking for Princess Leia, you would put Princess Leia in quotes if you want that phrase. So, I'm going to send you that so you can understand what Boolean searching is. It's not going away. I remember people used to say, oh, Boolean searching, that's so passe. It's not going away. So My Heritage, this is how you get to it. You're probably going to have to put in a library card if you're home. You're going to just click on it. And it's basically the same. You look for things. It also has censuses on it. They have different records. So if you can't find something in Ancestry, look in My Heritage. The other one to look at, and this is free to anybody, is First Search, and they are going to do the class on First Search on Monday. I remember Sue, who is on this call, we were looking for records for her mom and dad's marriage. And we looked in Ancestry, we couldn't find them. We worked in My Heritage, we couldn't find them. We went on First Search and they were there. So they have different records on each database. So if you can't find something in that database, look in My Heritage, look in First Search. Any questions? Okay, so we're going to get out of genealogy now. And My Heritage was another one that was very, very popular. And we're going to go to something called Bookflix. And Bookflix is if you have children, and that's really what it's for kids. But you know, hey, I read children's books. So yeah, what do we have here? Okay, you got that. Okay. So I'm going to click on this again. And since I know what the database is called, I'm going to click on B and go to Bookflix. And here it is. Basically, it's picture books and it's by Scholastic. And there are two.
Watch a video and have some fun.
Oh, that's really loud. There are two.
Read a book online. You're still not done. Learn new things and play games too. Listen to Beacon. He'll tell you what to do.
Okay, that's Beacon. He's the little guy who helps them.
Click on a category or click on the
I'm
feature
going
to
to just
begin.
mute that. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
yes,
Even though I muted it, you can hear me.
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. So if you want to see any of this stuff, you can click here and this is the featured pair. Basically what it is, it's a book that you read and then they give you, and we can do the feature pair. They give you a nonfiction book. So you watch the story and then they give you a nonfiction book and all these other little things they have too. They have word match, fiction, nonfiction, which came first. I was doing something and I didn't do it well and I thought, oh my goodness, a child could do this and I couldn't. So it's very humbling. So, but it's cool, it's cute, and you learn a lot and it's for your kids, but you can do it too. So, okay. So any questions about that? Okay, the next one we're going to look at is BrainFuse Help. And this Help Now, this is wonderful. This is a place when you can get online tutoring. There's adult learners. You could get either the adult learner has its own link from the website, or you can get it from here too. And There is a tutor available also for adult learners from 2 to 11 p.m. They're not available like at Christmas and New Year's, but other than that, any other time they're available. So if you need a tutor, you can get it. So I'm going to click on adult learners and you can see what they have. You do have to sign up. You do have to have a Downers Grove Library card to get onto it, but you do have to sign up and they have all these things, resume writing, preparing if you are going to get your high school equivalency test, Microsoft Help. I have known people who have had them rewrite their resume. So, and it's worked. So it's nice that they have all this, but they're available from 2 to 7 too. You do have to sign up and they will individual coaching for different things. So it's great. So it's free of charge and you should take advantage of it. Okay. Any questions? Okay. The next one we're going to look at is consumer reports. And this is one that's very, very popular too. And I use consumer reports constantly. My husband used to have a subscription to it, but he gave it up because you could get it from here. So that's not really good. There's a tutorial. So you could take the tutorial, but if you go to consumer reports, if I'm going to buy something, this is where I go first. If I want to look and see if something is good, especially a laptop. But the nice thing about here is you go down the page and then you got find ratings and reviews. And this is what I basically use them for. And then you can, if I'm looking for a computer, I click on a computer and see what they have, which one's the best. Vacuum cleaners, that's one I'll tell you, Sharp is really good. So, but you should look at all this before, especially if it's a big expenditure, and then you have other things too. But you can search up here. I can go laptops. Under, let's see what they give me. Under 100. Okay. So they're not giving me under 100, but they have best prime deals on Apple products, all these different things. Best ticks, so you could read these things. And this is from the Downers Grove Library, so you don't need to get this from, but you can get this from home, so that's good. Any other questions? Any questions?
Yeah, we have a raised hand from
Okay.
Joel.
Yeah, this is a question. I got my hand up late for that last one that you had there. Is that available only through the library, the one with the citizenship and the tutor?
Brain Fuse Help Now, yes. You have to have a Downers Grove Library card.
Okay, so that's only from Downers Grove Library that's
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Unless, yeah.
Okay, good enough. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So the other one we're going to look at is Scholastic Go. And there's a couple other scholastics, and those are science, and we might look at them a little bit too, but this is basically for children, but you know, they have great things. They have, you could look at their videos are here that you can watch their videos. You could also click on here and go to newspapers. One thing, they have these newspapers up there and you click on them.
Excuse me, we got a question.
Uh-huh.
How do you sign in with your library card?
Okay, when you are home, what's going to happen is you're going to get this form that's going to ask for your library card and your PIN number. So you have to know your PIN number. Your PIN number is usually the last 4 letters of your home phone number. But if it's not, you're going to have to reset it. And I'll send you information about resetting it. So you don't have to have the library do it. You could do it. So let me write that down before I forget. And then after that, after you do it once, you don't have to do it again. So that's nice. So you don't, every time you get into another database, like if you say, oh, I'm going to go into Scholastic Go, and then I'm going to go into Ancestry, you only have to sign in once. But some of the databases require you to sign in too. And the reason they do that is because they want to log your learning. Like BrainFuse Help Now wants you to create an account. And that's just so they can, you know, if someone worked with you before as a counselor or whatever it is, they can figure out what they want you to do. Yeah.
It's helping you with the tutor name.
Yeah. Okay. Tutor. Yes. Thank you. But in Scholastic Go, when you click out World News and you think, oh, I'm going to go to this, some of them work, some of them don't. Some of them require you to have sign up and also get a subscription. Like the New York Times, I think you can get 10 articles for free, and after that you have to subscribe. So be a little wary if you're going to look for newspapers from Scholastic Go, all of them you won't be able to access. And then you've got an atlas. So this is one of our most popular databases. There are two other databases from Scholastic, three actually, that are very, very good, and they're all about science, and they're wonderful databases. And we might look at them later, but they're under S, I think they are. But they're wonderful databases. So if your kids are interested in science, I'm going to go to Kids Homework Help and see if they're there. Probably here. That's World in Spanish. Let's see it. I think it's science. I think it's Science Flicks. Yeah, it is. Scholastic Science Flicks. These are very, very good. And you have they show you experiments, careers in science, all these different things. So Scholastic Go is good, but these are I consider them sort of better. But if you don't know about it and you don't look for it, you're not going to know that it's there. So this is Science Flicks by Scholastic. So I guess it would be good if you're looking for different things to go to, like Kids Homework Help. That's where they have these, but some of them are just not for kids. They're for, I learn a lot. So there we have it. Okay. And I think, the last one we're going to look at is World Book, and then I'm going to show you ones I like. And I'm going to go to W for World Book. And World Book, I remember my dad and mom buying us World Books years and years ago, and they paid on subscription. Now you can get it online. So my father used to read the World Book every night because we weren't reading it enough, and he paid so much for it. So you have all these different things that you can look at from World Book. They do have ebooks, which is great. So if you want to download a book, they do have ebooks. So you can read a book on either your app or your computer, and then you have all these different things that you can look at. And these, like brain building, daily practices I should look at that. For math and language, okay. I should look at that. So they have all these different things that you can look at, and they have articles. It's just like a World Book, but it's a little bit World Book on steroids, I guess, because it has. I want to get out of here, but it's not letting me. Well, it's giving me all these things. So if you wanted health, don't really want to be in here. I want to sort of be out of the ebooks, so I'm going to have to go back. I'm gonna move this, I can't see. That's my heritage. Looks like I'm going to go back to research. I'm going to go back. There's World Book. No, that's just going to go back to World Book Online and see what they give me again. Because it's not letting me out of the ebooks. So you have all these different things you can look at, and you just click on them and you can look at them. So, okay, so now I'm gonna show you things that I like that nobody else like. Well, I'm sure they do, but they're not very popular. And I think that more people should look at these. And I will actually give you a list after class. But these are things that I like. My first one that I love, and I don't think that people use it and they need to, is LinkedIn Learning. We use this constantly. It's free of charge. We're one of the few libraries who have it. You do need a library card. This is gonna to get started. So I'm going to click on Get Started, and I'm going to have to put my library card in. It already did it for me. And here it is. And it's mostly video based, which I know some people have a problem with, but you can read transcriptions. So I'm doing a GIMP class now. So GIMP is
which has a submenu where you can find the basics like
sort of like Photoshop, and I'm trying to learn it. So you can see anything that I've done, there's a check mark. This one I don't think has quizzes. Some of them have quizzes embedded, which you want, because then it shows that learning transferred. Right here, it's video based. There's a notebook if I want to take notes during the class. Your notes will be saved because everything that you do in class is saved. So to your account. The other thing it has is a transcription, and transcriptions are good if you're a person who has to read rather than visual learner. I'm going to go back to the overview. Another thing that's great about this is it has exercise files. So if you want to work along with the instructor, you can do that. And you can download them to your computer and you can work along with them. At the end, you can do a certificate. Some of the classes, which I agree with, if you don't pass a test at 70% or more, you won't get a certificate. LinkedIn doesn't have that many classes like that, but a few of them I've taken, I've had to do that, which is good because that means that my learning transferred. But this is the greatest, one of the greatest databases that the library has. It's sort of expensive and you have to use it because a lot of the libraries around here have gotten rid of it. And they've gotten something called Udemy. I have taken classes on Udemy and I don't really like them. Some of them are, I don't, the quality isn't there. It's like somebody did them in their basement. And the learning probably is terrific. And I have learned some great things on these classes, but this is so professional and everything's vetted. It's just wonderful. So let's say I wanted to learn about Excel. I'm going to click up Excel here. Taken a lot of Excel classes. So they have all this things about Excel and like pivot table for beginners. I don't know how many times I took that class. And they update the classes too. So
once you learn pivot tables in Excel,
these are all updated. And so if you ever want to learn something about a computer, and not even about a computer, let's say I wanted to do public speaking. Public speaking skills. All these things are on here. So this is a wonderful, wonderful tool. You do have to take it through the Downers Grove Library. If you are a member of LinkedIn, you can take classes from them, but you have to pay for them. If you do everything through the Downers Grove Library, they're free. So think about doing that. This is invaluable. And this is probably my favorite database that we have. and people don't use it enough. And if you don't use it enough, they're going to get rid of it. So please start using it. The other database that is very, very good, it's a little harder, but it's called Universal Class. And Universal Class, the courses are longer. There also is an instructor though, so that's good. Some people have to learn with an instructor and that's fine. But if you are a self-learner, then LinkedIn's for you. If you need to ask questions, there's an instructor. The instructor will get back to you via email. They're not going to, or there's also a communication board here. They're not going to be right there, but they will get back to you, and they do. And that's part of the wonderful thing about Universal Class. And somebody just bought them. So I forgot, I think Gail just bought them. So let's say they have everything in here. They have tarot cards, they have everything, but I've taken, I think I took an access class here. So you click on the class, it tells you about the class, tells you how many lessons, how many exams. You don't have to take the class for credit. You can take a class and just do it for, what's it called? Audit it. So right, this isn't telling me, but when you get in there and you say, yeah, I want to take the class, they're going to ask you if you wanted to take it for credit. If you work in a profession that requires CEUs, you can earn CEUs from this class. So this class actually 3 hours. Some of these classes are huge, but I have taken them. And if you want the CEUs and you want to get a certificate at the end and you take it, but for credit, you do have to pass a test. It's huge. It's 70% or more. And I have done that, which surprised me. I think I did an Excel class and I'm not that good with Excel, but I did the class and I think I probably got 70, but I was able to get a CEU. So if you're a person who it's self-paced, learning is chunked, you don't have to just sit there all day. You can, go back, go forth. But if you're somebody who needs to talk with somebody and have somebody explain things to you, this is the way to go, especially if you're into computer courses, but it just doesn't have to be computer. So you browse the courses. I'm gonna go back. I'll just go back. It's not letting me. I'm going to go back here. I'll go to Universal. If I click on browse the courses, they have all these courses. They're not updated as quickly as LinkedIn courses though, but they have crafts and hobbies. They have all these different things that you can look at. I'm going to click on crafts and hobbies. I think they have writing a novel. So if you decided, oh, I'd like to write a novel. Let's see, novel writing. Yep, Novel Writing 101. So they have all these different classes you can take, and there is an instructor. Any questions? Okay. My third pick is Mango Languages. Now, Mango Languages, I was trying to learn French, and it was sort of I just decided I want to speak French, and it was sort of humbling, very humbling. So I'm going to click on Mango Languages. You do have to have a Downers Grove card. You do have to log in though, and you do have to create an account. And the reason you have to create an account, and another thing that you should do if you're going to be using this, is you should buy a, a
Headphones?
with a microphone, because you are going to have to talk. And that's why it's very humbling, because they, ask you to repeat something and then I'm repeating it and I think I sound great. I'm so wonderful. And then they show you where you should be. And I'm thinking, oh, I sound like I'm French. No, I didn't. So I'm going to click on log in. And this is where I am now. This is my French class, but you could just go back and I could learn another language. And there's all these languages I could learn. I think there's about 70. So You can learn American Sign Language if you want. Just wonderful languages. We got rid of this for a while and we got Rosetta Stone, and the people who used it asked the library to get this back. They did not like Rosetta Stone. They really love this. The people who use it love it. So it's free of charge, and I think that you should use it. If you're especially, want to learn a language, it keeps you young. The other thing, Creative Bug. This is another one. And I found when I was doing this class, when I was designing this class, I found this other thing that I'm going to show you. Okay, Creative Bug. This is one that nobody uses, which I think is nutty, but the staff at the library use it. It's wonderful. You do have to create an account, and they do track your learning, but it's wonderful. And I already have an account, so let's see if I can get in here. No, we could just look at it. But they have all these projects. They have like things that you could do every day. I'm going to sign in. Do I sign in? Log in now. There I am. Already signed in. Okay. So they do track your learning, and you have all these things that you can look at. You could go My Classes Explorer. I find this very interesting. So they have classes, they have daily practice. So if you wanted to do a collage or you wanted to do something a day, and I thought this was cool. So I'm going to click on collage, and they tell you about this artist, and then you do a collage that will look like what the artist did. And it's very, all these things that you can do, yoga with yarn, different things like that, learning journeys. It's wonderful. Nobody uses this, which I cannot believe. So just learning about, I found the daily practice, even if I didn't want to do the daily practice, they taught me about 50 woman artists that I looked at, and I thought, this is amazing. So just reading about this, it's amazing. If I don't want to do the practice, I'm still learning something. And this is just a great database that only library staff use, and they don't want to get rid of it because, those little bags that you get, that's how they, in their mind, everybody's very creative here. I'm not, but they are, and they get these ideas from here, and it's great, and it's updated constantly, and it's a great tool. I want to show you another one that's really, really good, and people don't use it. And it's one of the Abescos. These are wonderful databases that Abesco has, and it's called Explora. Hope it's in here. I think Explora. Okay, yeah. I don't see it. Let's see if it's under education learning. It's Explora Hobbies and Craft Source. Ah, there it is. This is where you can get craft books from. So they have all these sources of crafts that you can get, and you can explore crafts, but they do have books that you can download, and there's no wait time on them. So I put mindfulness in there because I guess that's a hobby. So if you wanted to do meditation, and they have all these books that you can download. You can either, okay, this is the one I'm going to get. So you click on, you can get a full PDF, you can get a EPUB. If I want to look at it, I can look at it. I can just look at a chapter if I want, but they have all these books on crafts and other things like that, and just books on other books that I never knew they had. So this is I'm gonna be reading stuff from here and published and in most cases you don't have to wait for it too. That's another thing. We have ebooks that you have to wait for. You don't have to wait for these. So if I'm interested in this, I can download it. I don't need to bring it back, and I can have it on my device, and I can download it and I can read it whenever I want. And these are great books and they're free of charge. So, any questions? Okay. The other thing that I don't think people know, we do have ebooks, but there's also, and it's Abesco, I believe, which it's their ebook collection. And I don't know, hopefully, books and reading. Yeah, right here. This is another place where you can get free books and you don't have to bring them back. So, let's say maybe I'm looking for dessert recipes. So I'm going to click in there, and right here, all Abesco databases have this. You can just, if you're looking for an article, you can put full text, you could do peer review, you could change the time if you wanted it just in the past 12 months. And then you can change the source type. If you say, okay, I would just want news, I want just ebooks, you can say, I don't want to look at all this stuff. I just want ebooks, and you could do that. So could do that, click apply. And it gives me all these ebooks I can read. So if I wanted to read any of this, I could. And it works the same way as the other one with mindfulness. It's a Vesco. So Central Baker, click on it, and I can download it. Don't have to bring it back. It's great. And it's free of charge, and it's from the library. Any questions? Okay. I don't think I'm going to do that.
Is there a time that how long you can keep them?
No. No, you download them to your computer. I haven't seen any. No, they don't say you have to bring them back. So it's not like you're probably not going to get the Barefoot Contessa, Everyday Baker. Okay, ebook high school collection. It's not probably the most popular book, but it could give you some ideas. So they're not going to be really, really popular books, but they're going to be books that have good information in them. So, but you can keep them, and
John, question, what is a best ball?
it is my Abesco. It is a company that we buy databases from, and it's basically a database company, and they're a publisher. And there's a lot of our databases we have at the library that are from that company. And in most cases, when you're searching for things, you either have to they're the ones no, that's ProQuest. ProQuest is the ones that do the newspapers. My Abesco is like a publisher that you can get books from. And a lot of our databases are my Abesco databases. They're very easy to use, and most of the information is quite good. So Explora, they sort of have marketing words. Explora is all Abesco databases. So this is, we're looking at the ebooks collection, but a lot of them are Explora. So if I'm going to go here, Explore for primary schools. That's an Abesco database. So they do have little marketing things, which you can tell it says right here, my Abesco. And they're primarily, I believe, a publisher, but I can look into that. The other ones that we have, not that many, are Gale databases and ProQuest. ProQuest is newspapers, and we used to have an obituary database, but nobody used it, so they got rid of it. But I used to use it. I think I'm the only one. It was a very good database to get obituaries around the country. But now newspaper archives, you can get them through Ancestry. So, any other question? But I will find out who is the publisher for Obesco. Okay, the other one we're going to look at is First Search. And this one, the library uses a lot. And I want to talk about First Search. It's OCLC, and you can get WorldCat from here. The library staff use this a lot. So if you call up the library and you say, I would like a book, and the library doesn't have it, they will look on First Search for the book. And it used to be globally. I don't think they do it globally anymore. But I remember when I worked here 25 years, I remember I used to sit in Cirque, and we used to have people call up, and we'd get books from Ireland for people for $3. They would only have to pay $3, and they would get a book from Ireland. So I don't think we do that anymore, but we used to do that, and we'd find it all in WorldCat. And I just read a book called Jane Austen's Bookshelf. And the woman who wrote it, it's nonfiction, even though it's fiction, she's going to tell you about her bookshelf, is a rare book stealer. And she mentioned 3 times in the book that she looks to see if a book is in WorldCat and how rare it is, if it's in WorldCat, and then she can find out how much the book is worth. So some people, a lot of our patrons use this a lot. In most cases, when you're going to look for something, it's going to give you the WorldCat will just give you Downers Grove, but we're going to look for WorldCat articles first. All you have to do is search for something, and I'll search for Jane Austen. Or you could search for a topic if you want to. If you say, oh, I want to search for life and medicine, but I'll click Jane Austen, Arts and Humanities search. You can also select a database, and they're going to tell you what they have. The WorldCat has all these, and then you can go to they used to have advanced search. And then they're going to tell you that. But this is when you click on databases, they're going to show you what's, I use Jane Austen, what's in all the databases for this, and then you can pare it down some more. So I'm going to click on WorldCat, select, and then you're going to have to do a Boolean search to pare it down some more. Right here, this is what a Boolean search is. You put in something, a keyword, then you add, to make it broader, you use or, to make it smaller, you use and to get rid of keywords, you use not, and then you can limit the type. So I'm going to send you information about how to do that. We're not going to get into that. But WorldCat, you can get it from home. We use it at the library constantly. So, and if you have any questions about that, you can contact the library and they'll be able to help you. Especially the AT&S desk about how to search for search if you're interested. Okay. Okay. Now, threefold is from Ancestry, and you can get it from the library edition. Some of the things that they want you to use they will charge you though. So threefold is part of Ancestry, They're verifying I'm human. Okay. And this is where you can get military records for people. So, but some of them will cost you. And if you're a member of Ancestry, I think threefold's free. So you can look for different things. I would go down here if I was looking for something, and if I was looking for military records, I would pick a war. It'll make it much easier for you. So pick a war that you're looking for. Times it. I'm not going to go into this, but it's you can get it free from the Downers Grove Library. So think about that if you're into genealogy. Another one that I think is great, especially if you are going a traveler, is Global Warrior. World Warrior. If you're traveling anywhere in the world, look at this place. So let's say I'm going to go to, let's look for, I'll go to France. So I go to France and it shows you all this country's France, cost of living. And if I wanted to, where is it? There are recipes here. So if you wanted to make a recipe from France, you could find it. And I forgot where, I don't see it here, but food, culture, and recipes. So I could, daily meals. They also give you recipes. I'm not going to get into that. Right here, full courtroom recipes, but you can find recipes from different, they're there, from different places of France. You can either download them or you can print them. Another one that we have that also has recipes, if you click on the, is A to Z Food. I don't see it. A to Z World Food. This one has recipes right here. If you click on this, this is Costa Rica's today's, but you can go down here and it's by the same place and click on any of these. So I'll just look at Costa Rica and they give me the recipe for this. So if you're into recipes and you want to change things up, either go to Global Warrior or go to A to Z Recipes. Okay. We're getting toward the end, and I want to show you one other thing before we leave. And this is one that I just found in Invesco. Or did I go into this already? I might have already told it. Did I tell you about Learning Express Library?
No.
Okay. So Learning Express Library is another place where you can get free training. And I signed up for a math class. Yeah, there it is. So I signed up for a math class. You do have to log in, and it's going to be a little hard for me, so I'm not going to do it. But you have to have a Downers Grove Library card. You have to give yourself, you have to make yourself account. But they have all these things that you can take. And they pre-test you. And I thought, I got to know math better. So I took a pre-test for math. And I'm terrible at math. So I took it and I got 9 out of 20, which surprised me because I only knew one answer for sure. The rest of them I guessed. So it was terrible, but they have math, they have if you're interested in learning about artificial intelligence, they have that. They have all these things here, and they're just great, great tools. They're out of my Abesco, but they're just wonderful and different things, just not, so you should look at this and see what you can see to learn. But I did sign up for the math class, and they pre-test you and then they give you a post-test at the end. So, and I did the first thing. I'm still clueless. I want to take it again, but it's good for you to do this. And I was floored by this, all this information, all this information is there. It's free of charge. And if you don't take advantage of it, is going to be gone. And you don't want to do that because especially you can get free books, but free learning. And I think that's the most important thing. There's learning out there. If you want to learn about a computer, recently, one woman who is taking PRC classes here, she decided that she was going to learn more. So she came into PRC and she showed us all that she went to Universal class and took the computer basic class and she got her certificate. So she came in and said, see, I got my certificate. So it was very important to her, and it was important to her that she could prove that she learned, and she showed her instructor from PRC that she could learn, and she, I'm sure, learned with his help, but it was very important to her to do that. And this is something that you can get from the library. And it was just, I was like, oh, I was floored that she did that. But she said, yes, I got it from Universal class and I passed with more than 70. She got a better degree, she got better than 70, but they gave her a certificate and she was so excited. So this is something that's out there, and it's from the Downers Grove Library. It's free. Just check out and see what we have. There's other websites there that are free of charge. If I go to genealogy, I'll just use that one. Or some of these, like Ellis Island, that's for anybody. But somebody looked at these. That's another thing. A librarian looked at this and said, this is really good. Cook County genealogy, all these things are very good. They've been vetted. It's just not like we threw something up there. So somebody looked at them and said, this information is true. It's good. Let's get it out there. So most of the information on here we pay for, but some of it we don't. But if we do pay for it, if someone doesn't use it, we'll have to get rid of it if you don't use it. So it's important that you do use it. Any questions? Okay, I'm going to be sending you information about Boolean searching. I'm going to send you information about resetting your PIN. And I'm also going to be sending you information about Abesco, what it is. And we have a lot of Abesco and it's great. So, okay, we don't have any questions.
Okay, I got it. Thank you. This was very helpful.
Okay, great. And I'll be sending you stuff. So thanks for coming. We appreciate it.